What if I told you that Chopper, our lovable doctor from the Straw Hats, a character with a bounty of 1,000 berries, isn't just a cute reindeer but actually one of the 4 gods of the One Piece world? The previous chapter gave us the biggest hint about this. Today we're diving into a mind-blowing theory that will change the way you see Chopper forever. What if Chopper's devil fruit isn't just the ordinary Hito Hito no Mi, but the Hito Hito no Mi model forest god? First, let's break down what we know. Chopper ate the Hito Hito no Mi, or the human-human fruit, which gave him the ability to become a human-reindeer hybrid. Sounds simple, right? But there's something off here. While other human-human fruits have clear models, Luffy's Hito Hito no Mi model Nika, Sengoku's Daibutsu, and Onimaru's Oniudo, Chopper's fruit seems incomplete. No model has ever been confirmed. When someone asked Oda about Chopper's devil fruit, he avoided the question and ran away. Is Oda hiding something about Chopper's devil fruit? What if, just like Luffy's fruit being renamed, Chopper's fruit has also been renamed or hidden by the world government? Now here's where things get really interesting. Chopper resembles the forest god Cernunnos, a human forest god often associated with nature, fertility, and the wilderness. He is depicted with antlers and is considered a deity of the forest and its creatures. Sound familiar? Exactly. The Hito Hito no Mi model forest god would still make Chopper a human, but it would explain every single mystery about him. Why Chopper has big antlers. This could be a direct visual reference to his divine natures. Why the devil fruit looks like a mushroom, a key symbol of the forest. This might suggest his connection to the forest even before he ate it. Why Chopper can talk to other animals. Just like the forest god, Chopper can communicate with animals, a rare ability even in the world of One Piece. This special power might be an innate ability tied to the mythical Zoan fruit. Why Chopper wants to heal all species. This aligns perfectly with the forest god, the protector of nature and all living creatures. It gets even more interesting. Have you ever wondered why Blackbeard attacked Chopper's home, Drum Island? Many fans believe Blackbeard wasn't just after a kingdom. He might have been looking for Chopper's devil fruit. Blackbeard is known for seeking out the most powerful fruits, and if Chopper's fruit is indeed one of the legendary 4 gods' powers, it's no wonder why Blackbeard would want it. One of Blackbeard's main weaknesses because of the Yami Yami no Mi is his defense. His devil fruit greatly amplifies the pain he receives. With the forest god devil fruit, he could heal himself momentarily. To understand why Chopper is the forest god, we have to understand why he ate the devil fruit. Zoan devil fruits have a will of their own. Chopper's dream is to become the best doctor. Did the forest god choose to be eaten by Chopper? Chopper wants to make himself the miracle cure and become the doctor who can cure everything. Like the Lord of Wild Things and the forest god, Chopper wants to be the guardian of nature, and this may explain why the devil fruit was eaten by him. Chopper's bounty being so low could be due to 2 possible reasons. Number 1, the Gorosei think that Chopper is a normal reindeer and haven't realized he's the forest god yet. And number 2, the Gorosei want to hide the fact that Chopper is the forest god, just like they hid Nika. Chopper wants to cure every disease, including incurable ones from the world. Several incurable diseases have already been brought up in the story. Sapphire scales, a rare and fatal disease that causes sapphire-like stones to grow on the victim's skin, which can accelerate from exposure to natural light, whether sunlight or moonlight. Amber lead syndrome, a non-contagious hereditary disease caused by the accumulation of amber lead in the victim's body after prolonged exposure to the mineral. And an incurable illness that also affected Roger. Tree fever is the deadly disease that affected the Shandia around the time of Nolan's visit to Jaya 400 years ago. Initially believed to be a curse from the gods, Nolan recognized it for what it truly was and used his knowledge of herbology to provide a cure. Are these diseases associated with the Gorosei? In Hindu mythology, each elder planet is associated with a gemstone. Blue sapphire is associated with Saturn. Could the Gorosei be infecting people with incurable diseases? The world nobles may be a literal plague upon the world. Agriculture, finance, legislation, environment, and scientific defense. What if these are the fields that the Gorosei control with incurable diseases? Sooner or later, the Gorosei may realize that Chopper is the forest, lord of all things, and raise his bounty. They will recognize that no matter what incurable diseases they spread, the forest god will protect species from them and find a cure. This is where Chopper's dream comes into play. In conclusion, I believe Chopper's dream of healing species and being their guardian is what led him to eat the Hito Hito no Mi model forest god. After all, Zoans have a will of their own. Another inspiration for Chopper, and especially for Chopper's monster point, could be inspired by the Wendigo. The Wendigo is a malevolent spirit or creature associated with winter, famine, and cannibalism. This would be no surprise as Chopper was called a snow monster and embodies the Wendigo's hunger and primal nature. Now, let's tie this into the larger lore of One Piece. During the Skypiea arc, we were introduced to 4 gods: the god of the sun, the god of the rain, the god of the forest, and the god of the earth. In Skypiea, we also saw many new and strange symbols. One of them is very popular, and we kind of saw it everywhere in previous arcs. Most likely this is the symbol of the sun god Nika. I believe we saw a symbol of the forest god in Skypiea as well, and in the last 2 arcs we saw it again. It may not be a direct logo like Nika's sun, but more like a feature for the tribes that pray to the forest god, represented by a deer skull. A Skypiea cover story from a while back featured a statue of Usopp and an old Skypiean lady. On the left and right sides were horn-shaped skulls with the same shape as the character we saw in this chapter. We also see similarly shaped skulls on tribal huts and along a river stream with the Verth statue both on the left and the right sides. During the Egghead arc, we saw a member of the Holy Knights with a deer skull, and now we have seen the fake sun god with one as well. Of course, Oda would not randomly give deer skulls to 2 different characters, one living in Elbaf and the other in Marijua. Additionally, he would not draw a reindeer skull in Skypiea, a place where every detail has some kind of meaning. We have seen characters and locations connected to the sun god with this logo, including the Alabasta flag, Neptune tattoo, Zao layout, Kozuki crest, Skypiea, Buccaneer Church, and so on. I believe that people connected to the forest god have associations with a deer skull. Some people wear it, some places have them hung, and some individuals may even have tattoos of it. Now let's talk about the 4 gods. We already know that Luffy is the sun god Nika. Luffy danced to the drums of liberation in Skypiea. The sun god Nika is a legendary warrior who would eventually come to save slaves, bringing laughter to their hardships and freeing them from their suffering. Another name for the sun god Nika is Joy Boy. Joy Boy has roots in Caribbean and West Indian culture, representing the human need to dance, smile, and overcome slavery. The real inspiration behind Joy Boy might be Papa Legba. Papa Legba wears a straw hat and his main color is red. He is the symbol of the sun, daylight, and positivity. When colonists enslaved people during the transatlantic slave trade, Papa Legba's spiritual practices came to the New World through the slaves. The god of the rain is most likely Dragon. A popular theory suggests that Dragon may possess a Zoan devil fruit like the sun god Nika. One possibility is the rain god Thunderbird. Dragon's tattoos resemble those of the Algonquin tribe, which believed in the Thunderbird, a deity associated with wind and storms. Another possibility is the rain god Amaru, who shares motifs with Dragon's tattoos. Amaru is the harbinger of rain, revolutions, and change. As for the god of the earth, some believe Imu might represent Gaia, the Greek goddess of the earth. Imu adopts a similar pose to Gaia and is surrounded by flowers, often depicted touching a butterfly. In a geocentric model, the 5 elder planets, the Gorosei, revolve around the earth. Imu could also be inspired by Damballa, the primordial creator of all life. By shedding his serpent skin, Damballa created all the waters of the earth. Could the red line be Imu's shed skin? Then we have Chopper as the forest god, with the Hito Hito no Mi model Ternunos. Some believe Green Bull is the forest god, but that seems kinda stupid. Green Bull only possesses the forest Logia. For example, Luffy is the sun god, but Kizaru also has the light Logia. Why do the Skypieans pray to the 4 gods? What are their roles? The Aztecs believed that their gods were necessary for the sun to rise and fall each day, and so while learning how the Aztecs worship their gods, you may feel that these rituals seem a bit dramatic, but they depended on the gods to continue their existence day by day. So I think that the 4 gods are necessary for the balance and harmony. It would even explain Nojuro's words, "The balance of the world cannot be maintained forever." What's next for Chopper? The endgame will involve Chopper as the forest god, healing not just Luffy or his crew, but the entire world. Just as Luffy brings freedom as the sun god, Chopper would bring healing and balance as the forest god. So what do you think? Is Chopper secretly the forest god? Did the world government rename his fruit just like they did Luffy's? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for weekly One Piece content.